So we'll jump straight into it here on the cumulative value days destroyed chart we have here on BitcoinMagazinePro.com. Now, this is one of the more advanced on-chain valuation forecasting models that we actually have, trying to kind of gauge where Bitcoin's price could bottom out during bear cycles. Now, if you actually scroll down, I will go through the entire formulation of this metric in this video, but if you scroll down on the chart, this is just a free metric that anyone can access just by typing in CVDD. It's also within the price forecast tools. What we can see throughout the entire history of Bitcoin, this has been the most accurate bar none model that we have for forecasting where the Bitcoin price is going to bottom out during bear cycles. All the way back since 2012, when the Bitcoin price was just a couple dollars, this has perfectly marked within just a few percent exactly where the bottom of the Bitcoin price action will be. And as we film this today, after Bitcoin has had a pretty torrid few months and there's some global uncertainties and some tensions and some bearish outlooks on how low Bitcoin could go, it's worth looking towards something like this to maybe gauge exactly what a potential worst case outcome could be. Now, currently this is around $47,000, but it is on a trajectory to the upside, so it won't be too long before it's around $50,000, but of course this depends on the actual network utilization, the actual fear and capitulation and accumulation that we're seeing from on-chain network users. So what we're going to do today is collate this and look for confluence throughout other metrics, because just focusing on one holy grail metric unfortunately doesn't work. What we need to do is almost piece the pieces of a jigsaw together to try and solidify certain points of interest for investors. And we're not going to be focusing too much on emotional feelings and whatnot. We're going to try and focusing just on the data and those data points that have been historically the most accurate. So next up we go to the Bitcoin realized price, which is one of the most utilized and derived metrics we have on, well, not just Bitcoin Magazine, but throughout all of on-chain data analysis. This is the average accumulation price or cost basis for all market participants. And again, what we can see is this doesn't necessarily immediately mark the bottom of the Bitcoin price action. Usually we actually wick slightly beneath this or spend a few days or weeks just kind of chopping below this level. But what we can see is when a majority of investors are at a loss, this is true capitulation. This is blood in the streets. What we can do is if we just zoom in, we can see that this is currently around $54,000, but actually trending to the downside. Now, as I said, this is probably one of the most important metrics that we have within Bitcoin on-chain data analysis because we derive so many charts from it. And if we look at the Bitcoin MVRV Z-score and actually remove the Z-score itself, which is just standardizing that data for its standard deviation or volatility, if we just look at the MVRV ratio, then we actually see some, again, similar patterns throughout cycles where we usually have fairly obvious bottoming zones in this MVRV ratio, and it is somewhere just beneath this average accumulation price. It's not massively below it, it's not 50% below it, it's usually 10, 20, 30% beneath this realized price. But again, because we didn't have this big exponential blow-off bull market peak, and every single cycle we're actually slightly gaining towards this realized price, and that might not be the best way to phrase it, but we can see we're actually getting closer and closer to this realized price in terms of when we're actually bottoming. So in this cycle, it might actually only be a few percent beneath this realized price, but as we said, it is trending to the downside, currently around $54,000. So around that 50K again is giving us some confluence that maybe this is an important level to be watching if Bitcoin is going to continue moving to the downside, which again, I'd like to reiterate. As an analyst, we work in probabilities. I'm not saying Bitcoin is going to go to $50,000 and saying that we need to acknowledge that there is a chance of this happening and how we need to react if that comes to fruition. If we look at something like the long-term holder realized price, which again is similar to the standard realized price, which then creates the MVRV, this is excluding the market's newest participants. This is the longest, most experienced holders within the Bitcoin market. And this actually gives us a lot more accurate, I will say, levels to be watching throughout Bitcoin bear cycles. We can see in 2010, this was pretty much exactly where the bottom was. Then in 2011, again, it was a little bit iffy, but pretty close. And then the previous three bear markets, again, we spent a little bit of time beneath this, but if we look to the COVID 2020 dump, it bounced almost exactly from this line. And excluding the FTX collapse that we had in late 2022, this was again pretty much where Bitcoin was finding a bottom in the price action. This is probably more important to be watching than just the standard realized price, because we're probably not going to have too much of a deviation to the downside from this level if we are to reach it. What we can see, this is currently $42,500, but definitely on a trajectory to the upside. What we can do is if I just do something like this, where what we'll do is find when Bitcoin's price was around $50,000, so around here we'll say, then what we can do is draw and kind of estimate when this is likely to cross that $50,000 threshold based on its current trajectory. And based on the current values, somewhere around June, July time, we'll see the long-term holder realized price cross above $50,000. And again, this is providing some confluence because it's not likely that we're going to have more extreme continued downside where we're going to dip another 20% overnight. This is likely going to take some time as Bitcoin forms out this bottom. If we look to the previous Bitcoin bear markets, all three of the previous bear markets weren't a V-shaped recovery. We didn't dip down and immediately rebound. It was kind of a hammering out where we come down, chop, consolidate, maybe set slightly lower lows if we look at the 2022 bear market, but ultimately it takes some time for investor confidence to really return to the market. And if we do get to this $50,000 level, then again, I think there's some reason to believe that that's probably around where a max pain scenario would be. Now, I hope I don't have to eat my words in a few months' time when we dip significantly beneath that. All of this isn't just based on investor psychology, supply and demand economics, and forecasting models. We actually have some fundamental mining data to back this up as well. If we look to the Puell multiple, we can see that we actually enter this buy zone, this unbelievable accumulation territory, once we get Puell multiples of 0.5 and below. Currently, we're quite a bit above that, somewhere around 0.6-ish. What we can see, if we just look at how this is actually formulated, it's looking at the daily issuance of Bitcoin in USD denominated terms divided by its 365-day moving average to kind of get the comparison of current miner earnings versus the previous yearly average. Now, what we can do is if we go over to TradingView here, what we can see is in this chart below, this is the Bitcoin miner earnings. And what we can see is I've actually changed it. So rather than being in Bitcoin denominated terms, it is in USD denominated terms. Now, if you'd like access to this, if you're a Bitcoin Magazine Pro site subscriber, then you do gain access to this miner earnings. So you can see fees, rewards, USD, BTC denominations, etc. What I did is actually add on the 365-day moving average onto this metric. And it doesn't look like it's loading. So I'm going to click it is loading now. What we can see is if we zoom in, and I'll just add the label on so you can see exactly where this is. This 365-day moving average, if I go back onto the daily chart, is around 45 million. So currently, miners are only earning around $28 million in USD valuation on a daily basis. But because that Puell multiple accumulation territory starts at 0.5 beneath that previous yearly average, then we have to look to 22.5 million. So if I just very quickly go $22.5 million, which is when Bitcoin had entered this accumulation territory. And then what I need to do is divide that by the average number of blocks per day, which is 144, divided by the block reward, 3.125. Then, lo and behold, we get $50,000. So at $50,000, not only do we have some confluence from fundamental miner network information, some genuine accumulation opportunities looking at investor habits and behavior, and on-chain valuation models. But what we can do is take it one step further. If we just look to the chart here, again, we can see that from a technical standpoint, 50K is a pretty important level to be watching. I'll just change the weekly time frame here because we can see in multiple instances throughout Bitcoin's past, well, practically decade of price action, we tested it as resistance here, as resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, here, and then support most recently. So this is going to be a key level that investors are going to be watching because historically this has been a key major turning point throughout Bitcoin's history. Now again, I'm not saying that we're going to exactly hit $50,000. So this rectangle is actually a few percent above and beneath that to around 51.5 to 48.5. But this would also coincide if we get from top to bottom around $50,000 with a practically perfect 60% retracement, which again, from a psychological standpoint, to hit this big round number, $50,000, 60% retracement with a technical and psychological confluence alongside on-chain data, fundamental supply and demand economics, and forecasting models, all pointing towards $50,000, then to me, if we do reach this price, this is going to be an ultimate buy the dip zone for me. So just to summarize, as Bitcoin continues to show weakness amidst global uncertainties, it's worth analyzing the market from a purely data-driven perspective to try and gauge the probabilities of moving lower and how deep this bear cycle could go. And what we can see is there is substantial confluence emerging around this $50,000 level from on-chain valuation models, fundamental accumulation prices, and from both a technical and psychological perspective. But do keep in mind, we of course could go lower than this. Like we discussed in the video earlier this week, if we see global uncertainties and tensions continue to rise, more and more capital flowing into risk-off safe haven assets, I got there in the end, then Bitcoin could dip lower than this. As analysts, we have to work granularly. We can't think in black and whites. We can't say I'm going to go all in at 50K, because there's also the outcome where we don't actually reach that level. Personally, I think that right now is a very favorable risk to reward dollar cost averaging in level. And I've thought that since Bitcoin was around $70,000 to $75,000. Beneath that, we're at a hell of a discount. Buying Bitcoin for 30, 40, 50, potentially 60% less than its all-time high when you're bullish and holding this asset for 5, 10, 20, 50 years. I mean, my entire pension's in Bitcoin. Then I'm in this for the long haul. I don't mind having a few extra percentage drawdown, because I know the upside is still so asymmetric in my favor that all of these uncertainties, all of these short-term wicks and dips to the downside, for me, allow me to just scoop up more cheap Bitcoin. But in saying that, if we do reach 50,000, then at that point, it is full, aggressive, maximum accumulation territory for me. At that point, there's no, well, if we go lower, at $50,000, I'm practically going all in. Now, of course, if that doesn't align with your view, goals, investment thesis, then don't do that. This is just my personal expectation and strategy plan. I've not nailed every single call, but I've been in the space for a lot longer than most. We're talking 8+ years. So I've been around the block a few times. I've lived through a few Bitcoin cycles. And in times like these, I actually see them as a blessing. And if I'm proven wrong and we don't reach that low, then again, it's a win-win for me. We see the Bitcoin price go higher. And if we go even lower, then I get to accumulate even more cheap Bitcoin. But as always, I hope you enjoyed this content. Please let me know your thoughts on where you think Bitcoin's going to actually go in the next few weeks and months. Do you think that we're going to bottom out exactly in October, a year after the Bitcoin bull market peak, and we're going to see this 4-year cycle thesis that we've seen throughout the entire history of Bitcoin continue? Or do you think that that is too simplistic? We're going to do something a little bit different. Maybe we're going to have a big drawn out recession and global drawdown in equity markets, which is going to result in Bitcoin having potentially many, many years in a bear cycle. Whatever your thoughts, leave them in the comments below or on social media. I look forward to reading and replying to them. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.